When Nasty C announced the release of his new album Free, the hip-hop world braced itself for something significant. In a moment where African rap is expanding its influence globally, this project arrived with the weight of high expectations, immense anticipation, and the curiosity of fans and critics alike. Nasty C has long been regarded as one of the most important voices in South African music, but with Free, the conversation was no longer just about a rapper from Durban. It was about a continental star attempting to cement his place among the global greats of hip-hop, and that story alone created a storm of attention even before the first track dropped. To fully understand the importance of Free, we have to look back at Nasty C's journey. His career began with youthful experiments in rap that quickly turned into South Africa-wide recognition. By the time his breakout album Bad Hair arrived, he was already heralded as one of the most gifted lyricists of his generation. Projects like Strings and Bling and Zulu Man with Some Power solidified his reputation, not only showcasing his versatility but also demonstrating how far an African rapper could stretch beyond local borders. Signing with Def Jam was a turning point, giving him a global platform and the resources to compete on the biggest stages. Each of these milestones set the stage for Free, an album positioned as both a culmination of his artistic growth and a declaration of independence. The making of Free was just as layered as the final product. Nasty C described the project as an exploration of freedom, not just as an abstract concept but as a lived reality. From his creative process in the studio to his choice of collaborators, the album reflects the complexity of balancing personal struggles, artistic authenticity, and commercial ambition. With producers spanning Africa and the US, and with features carefully chosen to amplify rather than overshadow his voice, Free presents itself as a deliberate, almost surgical attempt to craft a body of work that speaks to both South African fans and a global hip-hop audience. The choice of the title Free immediately sparked conversations. It was a word that carried weight beyond music. It suggested liberation, growth, and a shedding of expectations. Lyrically, the album touches on success and its pressures, the cost of ambition, and the beauty of embracing self-expression without fear. This was also reflected in the visual branding of the album. The cover art, music videos, and rollout campaign carried a unified aesthetic that amplified its themes. For an artist who has often been praised for his ability to weave personal storytelling with universal messages, this album marked a continuation of that skill but on a grander scale. As the release date approached, the anticipation grew feverishly online. Fans dissected snippets of unreleased tracks, and the Ivy Sun Army, Nasty C's loyal fanbase, pushed hashtags, memes, and speculations across platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. The build-up mirrored the kind of excitement usually reserved for American superstars, showing just how far Nasty C's influence had spread. When Free finally dropped, the world immediately rushed to streaming platforms to measure if it lived up to the hype. The numbers spoke volumes in the first week. If you are enjoying this video up to this point, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. That helps me a lot, thank you. Spotify placements on major playlists such as New Music Friday and African Eat propelled the album to a wide audience, while Apple Music charted it within the top 10 in multiple African markets and even broke into the top 100 in the US and UK. On YouTube, music videos began racking up millions of views within days. Compared to other African rap releases during the same period, Free outperformed most of its peers, demonstrating not just commercial appeal but staying power across platforms. Chart performance became one of the central talking points. While some tracks debuted with massive spikes, others showed remarkable longevity, maintaining positions on Apple Music and Spotify viral charts for weeks. The consistency across different regions also highlighted Nasty C's growing global reach, as fans from Johannesburg to London to New York streamed his music at record numbers. For the first time, an African rapper was competing in the same digital spaces as some of the world's most dominant hip-hop stars, and Free made that competition feel legitimate. Fan reception was nothing short of explosive. Social media became a festival of reactions. TikTok challenges, Instagram reels, and Twitter threads analyzing lyrics filled the internet. The Ivy Sun Army claimed the album as a cultural victory, and viral moments ensured that tracks reached audiences far beyond Nasty C's core supporters. At the same time, critics weighed in. African music journalists praised the project as a leap forward for the continent's hip-hop representation, while international outlets noted the polished production and crossover appeal. Not all feedback was glowing. Some argued that the album leaned too much toward mainstream trends, but even these criticisms confirmed that Free was impossible to ignore. Among the standout tracks, certain songs quickly emerged as fan favorites, dominating playlists and sparking viral moments. These tracks carried the potential to become timeless additions to Nasty C's discography, with some already being hailed as classics in the making. The music videos, too, played a crucial role. With cinematic storytelling and striking visuals, they elevated the songs beyond audio experiences, each release acting as both art and marketing, further fueling streaming numbers. The collaborations on Free were strategic rather than accidental. Each feature, whether African or international, added a different dimension to the album. The chemistry between Nasty C and his collaborators brought out new layers in his artistry, showing that he could hold his own alongside global talents while still staying true to his South African roots. Behind the scenes, the marketing and rollout strategy was carefully calculated. From cryptic teasers to social media campaigns, to interviews and performances, every step built momentum. This wasn't just an album release, it was a cultural event, and the strategy behind it mirrored that of global icons, setting a new benchmark for African artists. The cultural impact of Free extended far beyond music. In South Africa, it strengthened hip-hop's place in mainstream youth culture, while internationally, it pushed the conversation of African rap into new territories. The themes of freedom resonated strongly with younger audiences, connecting to political, social, and personal struggles across different societies. When compared to his previous work, Free feels like both a continuation and a departure. While it maintains the lyrical sharpness of Strings and Bling and the ambition of Zulu Man with some power, it takes bolder steps in production, collaborations, and themes. For longtime fans, it marks growth, while for newcomers, it serves as a compelling introduction to Nasty C's artistry. Internationally, the reception was equally significant. From placements on playlists like Rap Caviar to reactions from American and UK hip-hop influencers, the album's global presence could not be denied. Def Jam's support played a role in amplifying this reach, positioning Nasty C as not just a South African star but a legitimate global competitor. Financially, the album has also been a success. Streaming revenues, boosted ticket sales for the Ivy Sun tour, and brand partnerships tied to the project all contributed to its impact on the industry. For Def Jam and for Nasty C himself, the investment has proven worthwhile, with long-term financial benefits still unfolding. The question of longevity, however, is always critical in music. Will Free still be remembered 5 to 10 years from now? Some tracks have clear potential to become career-defining songs, while the album as a whole has already positioned itself as one of the most important African hip-hop releases of its time. Predictions for awards and future recognition only strengthen that case. Within the broader Ivy Sun legacy, Free plays an essential role. It not only reinforced Nasty C's identity as a global ambassador for African rap but also tested and strengthened the loyalty of his fan base. The Ivy Sun Army's dedication turned the album into a streaming force, proving once again that fan power is central to modern music success. In the end, Free is more than just an album, it is a statement about the future of African hip-hop and about the possibilities that open up when artists break barriers of geography and culture. Whether seen as a success, a disappointment, or something in between, one thing is clear: Free has left a mark on Nasty C's career and on the music industry at large.